If you go insane, please take me with you. The ground beneath my feet can't hold me down at all. Your heart is getting heavy with every drop you bled out. And I was always ready to give you mouth to mouth.
Hey guys, so this particular topic is going to be interesting. The way I really planned out this video, y'all. Anyway, so Serifix is my branding agency. I started it in 2018 actually, and at that time it was called Ganeta Graphics. It was a subsidiary under Ganeta Industries. It was my first ever business, right? And then after some years, I had to restructure Ganeta Industries, and then I removed Ganeta Graphics from it and rebranded it to Serifix. When I rebranded the name to Serifix, as at that time, I haven't gotten any clients under that brand name, right? When I opened the IG account and everything, but under Ganeta Graphics, then I had clients and all. I think I had 9-10 clients, and then I changed to Serifix. So after that time, which was just last year actually, I think it was last year, was it? After that time, I was kind of down because everything was just very quiet and slow. And then January came, and that was when everything just started becoming a whole lot more frustrating, guys. A whole lot more frustrating.
Please rely on me for once. I turned you into dust.
After all that journey and all that experience that I had, I actually went emotionally and for the funny part is that it's a normal thing to happen. It's a normal thing. So let me just narrate the process and see what you can pick out from it, right? So I first of all, our creative director at Serifix was one who referred Serifix to the client. So the client reached out to us and said that he was told that we can handle design and stuff. He told us what he needed, and then after that I was like, yeah, we can do this. And then he asked what information he needs to provide. So I was like, okay, that I will send a form where he can provide all the information that we need. So basically all the information we need, I'll put it in the form and then he'll fill the form. So okay. But then he didn't fill the form for 5 days. 5 full days. But this was Easter period. So he ghosted for 5 days, and it was Easter period. I think I called or I flashed or something. I actually attempted to contact the clients within that 5 days. So after the whole Easter period ended, he now sent me that he was at a program. So I just guessed that it was Easter program, right? So after the whole Easter program, he filled the form. He actually filled the form before he even sent a message. So I saw the form submission. So after the whole Easter break, and then he now finally filled the form, I told him that I will call him concerning what I saw in the form. But then I tried calling and he didn't pick. It didn't go through, right? So I ended up just using WhatsApp text message, and then we talked about the project and what exactly he wants. So I kind of elaborated more on what was in the form. So based off of his response in the form, I was asking more questions and things like that. So after we discussed about the details of what the designs will be and everything, he also shared some things, and I also asked him about their brand style. I also gave suggestions because they really needed a rebrand because they didn't even have a brand in the first place. And at the end of the day, their logo was actually ripped off of Google because when we started doing the design project and everything, we found their logo on Google. It was literally there. Someone just went there, copied it, and used it for them. So I kind of suggested a rebrand and all of that. So I was like, yeah, he will consider it. Okay, that I should let him know what the price would be first. So after that, I now went on to draft a proposal timeline kind of thing. There was a video I posted, my last video, right? I posted how I made a proposal for a client that you already have. So proposal, processes and timelines basically. So how the project will go and the payment structures and things like that, and then the invoice. So I sent it to him, and guess what? He ghosted. So after sending the invoice and everything, I didn't get a reply from him. I didn't hear from him anymore for 3 days. So I was like, I think it was a weekend. So I was like, okay, on Monday morning, I'm going to call this guy, and like I'll keep calling him until he picks, right? So I called, he didn't pick. And I think the second day, he didn't pick. But immediately he called back. So I was like, that we didn't hear from you again after sending the invoice and everything. And then it was like, actually, that the price scared him away. That was when I realized that this has been like one big issue that has been there. Like people can't actually afford it. Do you get? So okay, but like what I did was I added the price for the rebrand and price of the what he wanted to work on, right? So by the way, he wanted to work on packaging for his food business. So the price for the packaging and the price for the rebrand was what I put together there, and then price for the printing. So it was like over 100K, right? And then he was like, that he didn't think that he would spend that much and all of that. So I was like, okay, that if that's the case, then we can remove the rebrand for him and like push the rebrand to when he actually has the resources for that, and then we'll just focus on the packaging. And then he was like, okay, that would be better. So it was not like that. Can we give him a discount or anything like that? Like, okay, so we removed some of the we gave him a discount, a fixed amount discount, basically not percentage, so fixed amount, right? And then I sent him another invoice, and then he was like, okay, that he will make payments. Give me a day. I said that he will make payments on that day. So when it was that day, in the evening of that day, I sent a reminder again. So it was like, that he has actually been very busy because they recently supplied somewhere, blah blah blah. So the next morning, I saw the alert on my phone. I had not even like woken up. I had not even gone about my day at all. Like I just woke up. I just turned on data and I just saw the alert and everything. So I said, okay, he paid. That's cool. So and I reached out to him and then started the whole discovery call session to like elaborate more specifically now on what we're going to design and all of that. And that's how the project kind of played out. So I really did pick some things from this whole situation and kind of like made me compare it to like other potential clients that I had in the past, and kind of like is the reason why I'm doing this video right now, because I know that forget people might be thinking that why is this girl always talking about everything that is happening in her business? I do not. There's a whole lot of things that happen in business that like I don't even get to talk about. First of all, I only pick out things that are necessary that I think other people would be going through, because it's like other people that are doing service rendering businesses or even freelancers go through the same exact thing. You can have about 50 potential clients and only one of them will end up paying. Like it's a normal thing. It's the same thing as when you advertise a physical product on your website, right? And then you have 500 website visits and only like 10 people end up buying. It's the same thing. Do you get? So like I decided to just share this. This is what made me decide to like share this. I'm like, okay, fine. Since I've finally figured out some things, I won't say I'm an expert, but I figured out some things, so I can now discuss with you guys and share with you guys, and hopefully somebody that is in this hopefully someone that is in the same situation as I am right now will be able to kind of figure out what the problem is for their own. I'm not saying it's going to be the exact same thing, because this what played out for me is not what might have played out for you. We don't have the same systems, right? We don't have the same process when it comes to attending to clients, so it cannot be the exact same thing. But what you can do is like pick out from this and like see how it can, help you in your own business, right? I kind of just realized that I talk very fast, because as I just kept quiet now, my throat just rested. I talk very fast, but I hope you guys got the message. Yeah. The way I'm just waving this mic up and down, it must catch my voice. So I don't know. I just find it cool holding the mic. Makes me feel like Corsi. I bet Corsi does not use wired mic.
Another lazy afternoon. The clouds covered in gray. Third coffee of the day. Almost fell asleep on Zoom. I yawn at the display. Third meeting of the day. But I can hear raindrops tap dancing on the roof. It's like they're calling out, don't lose your youth. Cause I can stay inside and tap away inside. Oh, make today just a little less mundane. Oh, I can stay inside and tap away inside. Oh, take today, oh, dancing in the rain. Yeah. Woo, oh, na 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 na. Woo, oh, oh, na 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 na. Woo, oh, na 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 na. Woo, na na na. Woo, na na na. When I was a little child, I naturally would see magic in the world around me. It's harder just to be fascinated, breathing free. But I can hear raindrops tap dancing on the roof. It's like they're calling out, don't lose your youth, 'cause I can stay inside and step away inside. Oh, make today just a little less mundane. Oh.
So let's talk about the things that I have kind of noticed or observed, or key points basically that you can definitely apply to your own business and your own situation. Key things that I realized that I should have done or did not do when it comes to like getting clients and making sales and all of that. So I wrote them down, by the way. First thing is calls. I'll say calls and VNs. The thing about me is that naturally I don't like calls. I grew up not getting used to calls. I didn't have a phone at an early age, and then when I did have a phone, it was on strict supervision. So I usually tell my friends not to call me because I never felt comfortable having conversations on the phone. But nowadays it's getting better because I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm going to have a lot of calls and online meetings and things like that. But I never just thought about calling clients. I don't know, for some reason. So I always send them voice notes instead of calling. But the thing about voice notes is that voice notes, especially when people see the time of the voice and like how many minutes you're going to listen, right? They're like, this thing is long, and they just close it and then it goes down because more messages are coming in and then they forget. Or they just get discouraged at the fact that you're sending voice notes and they have to start listening to it. They're not committed, any of that. But when you call, it kind of gives a sense of urgency and like, this person is serious, or this person really wants to take this up and stuff like that, right? And then you are having a conversation with them. They can't just walk out of the conversation. Unlike voice notes, they can easily just close the page and leave the conversation, right? On call, they have to cut the call, and like that will obviously be rude, except if the person is not very rude and like very harsh, But when you're on a call, you're more invested in the conversation and like you are not distracted by any other things. So it's actually better to call your potential clients to find out if they're still interested, or have that conversation that you want to have with them that would now, seal the deal, right? Or have the conversation that will get them to the point where they're already committed. So the commitment levels could be payment of a percentage of the fee that you charge. It could be sending you some files, maybe some things on their business, telling you the details of what they want. Okay, this person is actually invested, because I won't sit down to be telling somebody that's supposed to do something for me the details of what I need if I'm not ready to work with that person. Do you understand? That's another thing. Something else I noticed is client profiling. So you want to make sure that the client actually is somebody that can afford your services, right? There's no point wasting time with someone that cannot afford the services. And you would know based on the stage of their business. Like, for example, the client that I was able to land, right? They're already an existing business. They've been in business for a long time, right? I can't remember the year, but I was told on the call. They've been in business for a long time. They've been making money. So if you tell them that they should bring 100K or 50K or 60K for a design, or maybe just branding or something like that, they will easily do that. Unlike when you're meeting a startup, someone that is just starting up, they don't have the resources, they may not have the capital. But if you know that, okay, this person has maybe a rich background, or they have a 9 to 5 where they've been saving from, or it's not their first business, you know that, okay, this person has money, even if they are just starting, they have money to pay for the service, right? So you need to also study the client. When someone reaches out to you, go and check their page, check their website, check what they have, check what they've done, and try to gauge what level they are on, so you know how much effort you're going to put into the conversation, and you know whether it's a client that is definitely for you or not, right? Another thing is simpler processes, which is kind of like the last thing actually. I don't think I have any other thing to say apart from all of this, but simpler processes. So when you start making, it's like when you're onboarding yourself on an app. Imagine when you want to sign up to Instagram, they're asking you for all the information. In your settings, your profile, they ask you to put your business name. Like for a business account, they ask you to do your business stuff. And then you have to switch to a business account to even have access to all of that. If I'm just opening an IG account now with the intention of opening a business account, the first thing I'm doing is just dropping my name and email address. And that's all. And I already get into the app. So the onboarding process needs to be very seamless, right? It's a normal thing, because they have not yet trusted their money with you. They don't have any trust for you yet. They're just getting accustomed to your brand. They're just getting aware of your brand. They're just trying to enter into that space. So you don't want to bombard them with a lot of processes before they can get to see what they can actually gain from your business. Do you understand? So you want, like for me now, I used to send very long forms before, but now I send simpler forms, and I only send the form when it is needed. Like now for this case, the client actually asked what information we need. And I was like, okay, I'll send a form for you to fill to put in all the information that we need. I didn't send the form for as the first message. Do you understand? Okay, those kind of things too. And then also the process of actually rendering the service should actually be not, it shouldn't be too hectic. Even if for branding you have to carry the client along, but it shouldn't be hectic. It shouldn't be something that will be disturbing the client all the time and all that. Because I think I'm actually experiencing that right now. Because the client has not been replying me, and like it's funny because they paid in full and like I'm confused. But yeah, that's by the way, Sha. But those are the things that I've basically observed and learned. I hope it helps you guys.
Another lazy afternoon. The clouds covered in gray. Third coffee of the day. Almost fell asleep on Zoom.